Hello, students. I want to send you this greeting here at the beginning of week 4. It's hard to believe that we're moving so quickly through the course. You all are each doing a great work as I review your papers. Again, it's grad school, and so I'm going to be a little bit picky about mechanics and APA formatting and some of those kinds of things. But your thinking is solid, and your logic and the way you bring in the information from the text is great. And so I commend each of you for doing great work. So, as we look here at chapter 14 on the reality of being a facilitator, and as I think about your journey in this leadership program that you're on, and as you each are somewhat mid-career and seeking to develop your own leadership styles, some of you it's simply a matter of honing your leadership to a new level, and that's all well. That's all good, and we all want to be able to succeed as a facilitator. And I think this particular chapter, is great at showing us ways that we can truly bring out and help to release the creativity of others. And as leaders, that's what we need to be able to do. The best leaders are ones who can inspire people to be at their very best because it's what the adult wants to do, and not simply um, to respond to be able to please the leader. Although, as we all do well, the team does well, and we are able to reach our goals. So, at times, yes, we need to be facilitators. We need to be that person that can inspire others to be the very best version of themselves that they can be. So I look forward to our discussions in chapter 14 as we look at those dynamics of being a leader. Now, I will tell you that from a biblical perspective, when I think about being a leader, I tend by default to go to the story of Nehemiah. And I think Nehemiah was an incredible leader. If you look in the book of Nehemiah, Old Testament, and it starts as early as chapter 2, when Nehemiah had been a cupbearer to the king. So, if you will, kind of the poison tester of the king. If the king's food didn't harm Nehemiah, then it was certainly good for the king to ingest, and that was a very responsible position. But his homeland, and the fact that Jerusalem was his homeland, and Jerusalem laid in waste, and he knew that. He went and was able to see how the walls needed to be rebuilt, and so he came back as a leader. He came back to the king and asked for a leave of absence to go and be able to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And not only that, he asked the king not only for his blessing, but for financial support and safety to be able to go and have safe travel and have the supplies that he needed in order to do that. Of course, once he got to Jerusalem, he still faced opposition all the way up through Nehemiah chapter 4 talks further about the opposition to rebuilding the wall. So it was not a piece of cake. It was not once and done. It took him a while, and it certainly was not something that he could do alone. But that's a great example of leadership, in my opinion, certainly in Old Testament. And even as he was casting a vision for rebuilding a wall, he had to be a bit of a facilitator, and he had to be that one who could inspire others to help with this project because the vision was bigger than any one of them. So, as we think about this week and think about how a spiritual application to your own developing leadership might be, I hope that the story of Nehemiah will be inspiring to you. I look forward to our dialogue and hope you have a great week. We'll talk soon. Take care.